Hi, I hope you're well. Welcome to The Big Story. This is the place where we're looking at those amazing stories in the Bible. Today we are going to look at another story that Jesus told. Now, Jesus travelled around talking to people about God's love and telling them about God's kingdom. And Jesus taught people, and he wanted them to listen to him and to then trust and obey. Actually do the things that he was telling them to do. So to help us today, we're going to start by playing a game. Simon Says. Now, it's been a long time since I personally have played this game, so let's just go through some of the rules to the game. We only do the things that Simon tells us to do. If Simon doesn't tell us to do it, we don't do it. So for instance, if Simon says, touch the top of my head, I will touch the top of my head. But if I just simply say, touch the top of your head, like so, I've messed up because Simon didn't tell me to do it. So we only do it if Simon tells us. So for instance, let's play a game. Simon says, touch the top of my head. Simon says, touch my shoulders. Simon says, touch my stomach. Touch my shoulders. Now, if you've just touched your shoulders, you've just made a mess of it because Simon didn't tell us to do it. Let's try it one more time, but quicker this time. Simon says, touch the top of my head. Simon says, touch my shoulders. Simon says, touch my stomach. Simon says, hold my thumb. Touch my shoulders. See again, if you touched your shoulders, you've just lost the game because Simon didn't tell you. So today we're going to look at a story that Jesus told, which was just about this. He wanted people to do the things that he told them to do. And to help them, he told the story about the wise and foolish builders.
There was this man and he wanted to build a house. He had some land, but before he could start building his house, he needed to dig the foundations. And the foundations had to go deep. It was going to be a lot of hard work out in the baking sun. But if he wanted a good house, it had to be done. A second man also wanted to build a house, and he thought he had a much better idea. He simply found some land and took a rake, flattened everything out and set to work. And of course, he was able to build his house much quicker, and very soon it was finished, which meant he could just sit outside in the sun and relax. Meanwhile, the first builder is still digging his foundations. This is hard work. But finally, he found what he was looking for. He'd found the rock underneath the ground. This is what he wanted to build his house on. It would take a little bit longer, but soon he would be able to build his house and it would stand firm. Jesus said that if anybody listened to his words and then did what he said, they were like the man who built his house on the rock. When the storm came and the rain came down and the floods rose and the wind blew, that house would stand firm because it's built on the rock. And then Jesus said if anyone listened to him and then didn't do what he said, they were like that man who just flattened the ground out and started to build his house. He's a foolish builder. He's building his house on sand. So when the storm comes and the rain comes down and the flood rises and the wind blows, his house will just fall flat.
The Bible is full of stories about Jesus travelling around talking about God and his kingdom. He wanted people to listen to him, to trust him, and then obey, to do the things that he was asking them to do. And if they did, there's a promise. When tough times come, by following Jesus and trusting Jesus, it's like standing on a rock. They will find strength and they'll be able to stand firm. Now, I think it's very important that when things get tough, we need to think about this and we need to ask those questions as well. When things get tough, who or what is my rock? Where do I get my strength so that I can stand firm no matter what? As usual, I want to finish by saying a prayer. Dear Lord, again, I thank you that you love each and every single one of us. Each one of us is special to you. You care about us so much. I thank you for today's story. I thank you that there is a promise that when people trust you and obey you, you will give them strength. You will be their rock. They will be able to stand firm no matter what happens. Amen. Thank you for joining me again. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.